Oh my god, he just handed me a microphone. I don't know what to do with it. And it's TJ, I'm joined by D2. We're continuing to blast along here. It's game 3. It all comes down to this. We're sitting on the Bigetron perspective as they draft themselves into the game. Bigetron got rid of Gragas and Zed in the ban slots. OneSnap banned down Orianna and Olaf.
You know, it's funny, TJ. Every single time we do these tournaments, or at least in my experience, it seems like Lee Sin's the opinion of Lee Sin, the evaluation of Lee Sin always
we gotta ban Lee Sin. We gotta ban. Maybe we don't have to ban Lee Sin.
Exactly. And this is what happened earlier when I was casting tournaments as well. Is that he went from ban to play to no one picked him because he just kept losing. It just feels like Lee Sin's efficacy in competitive matches like this versus just on ladder is just so different that it happens every single time. He starts at the top, but then he just gradually falls down. And now they're like, maybe we can just let him have him.
We do get our final comps here. It will be Malphite, Aurelion Sol, Kai'Sa, Lee Sin, and Alistair for OneSnap, giving them actually a very meaty team fight. On the opposite side, Bigetron have a little bit less meat, but a little bit more damage. It's going to be Misfortune and Kennen as the big sources of damage with Graves, Braum, and Camille.
These are vastly different team comps from what we've seen before. Like, really different.
Well,
so
one team didn't get all of this CC AoEs this time. Which I think maybe will lead to a more balanced game. I think one of the things we have to worry about is this Alistair Malphite combo. Because if that lands, then I think the team fight may just be over. What I'm worried about for OneSnap is they don't have a lot of damage by default. You need the Kai'Sa to kind of get a few kills early in order to start seeing really, really deadly Kai'Sa. Same for Aurelion Sol. They're nothing to sneer at, certainly, but they need a while in the oven. And
I feel like
Bigetron force fights early.
I feel like OneSnap wins on average most team fights, though, because they have a very coordinated attack. All of them are just going to jump on top of you. They just jump on top of you. Every single one of them.
Cannon slicing Maelstrom and then bullet time behind it from the Misfortune.
Right, I know, but not everyone's on the same page as far as their competition goes.
That's what I see. I see Brawl holding the front lines, Cannon coming in with the big ulti, and a Misfortune lining a few people up.
Well, we'll have to see. I just don't think. I think OneSnap will get in the back line. We'll have to. Well, oh my god!
There is huge Alistair pulverize. Finds a lot of damage as well, but OneSnap can't close any of these kills. Finally, the kills go down, but it's Bigetron finding a pick onto the very back line of OneSnap. And this is what I was worrying about just moments ago. OneSnap do not have early game damage.
Yeah, for sure. But I just thought that was funny. You've been in that position before, haven't you, TJ? When you saw the Alistair flicker and get the knockup, and he's like, "Just kidding. I'm sorry.
We're like, I've sick opportunity, huge knockup. There's nothing we can do with this. There's no.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I just saw. He's like, I didn't mean it. Leave me alone. Bye bye.
For legal reasons, I'm out. I don't think Blanche got away with backing there. I would have been tempted to all in. Blanche did get away with backing, and that means they can now go for a fight. It'll be a messy one. Here comes Dansarui and Shami down from the top lane. Dansarui very, very low, and Henry will dive in, find the kill. Shami, in the meantime, finds one of their own, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Blanche ward hops over the wall and gets to safety.
I wasn't really so sure about the fighting the opposing jungler at level 2 when he's level 3. So
Lee Sin wins those. Lee Sin
does he really
during early game. Yeah, Lee Sin hurts during early game.
But so
I know that because I always underestimate it. I'm always like, it's a Lee Sin. I have a level advantage, and then Lee Sin just auto attacks me to death, and I'm like, oh.
Right. Okay. But Graves, as terrible as he's been in these games amongst competitive teams, he does a lot of damage early, so I'm not so sure. In any case, it worked out okay in the end. Kennen got the kill, but so did Malphite, so slightly better for Bigetron, but no biggie.
Yeah. We are over on the Bigetron POV. We can take a look at our Camille, who shall not be named.
What do
Oh,
you mean?
you wanted to name? Go
He,
ahead.
it's not that he's not named. He's just overly named.
You're right. There is too much name, actually. It's the opposite.
Kind of went crazy on the birth certificate. He's just like this letter, this letter.
I hope this is this player's legal name. Oh man, you should see their last name as well. Full name is an absolute mess.
That reminds me of that one Welsh town that people always talk about.
That one Welsh town.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Underneath the turret, OneSnap will need to be flashing away Blanche into this minion wave as well.
Yeah, he's gonna die to the minions.
Oh, that's the kill! Kill will be onto their teammate. Blanche trying to get to safety, can't make it happen. And a double kill is passed over to Dua on this misfortune. Bigetron putting together team fight win after team fight win, now 6-2 in the kill feed.
I feel like Blanche could have done a little bit better there, not running into the minion wave and kind of staying under turret, because if he tries to take, I guess he was just waiting for his cooldowns, but and he did get his ult, so this is a tough one. It just feels so bad when everyone's so darn low on the other team, you know.
Yeah, I mean there are just limited options. I think the theory of being able to resonating strike ward hop over the top of the nearest player and get behind the turret is probably your best bet. So.
Well, he's going to try to do the best with what he can. I'm really liking Bigetron just kind of putting the fight over to OneSnap, because OneSnap, this is when they hit their kind of power spike, right? They can go team fights like Alistair's trying to do right now, and just kind of jump on them. But
half HP.
Oh, they just take it.
Drake will go over to OneSnap. Bigetron, do not fight.
Bigetron's like, we don't do those. We don't do dragons. We do turrets.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. Bigetron have an awareness of what objectives are important. And I think absolutely fighting into a 5-man team fight there would have been a mistake.
Yeah, especially because I think that's exactly what OneSnap want to do, right? They just overwhelming numbers and speed. They just jump on you, and then you don't know what hit you, right? And then all of a sudden you're dead. Whereas I think, weirdly enough, even though there's a lot more backline damage coming from Bigetron, I think they want to take smaller skirmishes in this game. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but I think it's true.
Well, any team fight where they have misfortune and cannon is a winnable fight for OneSnap.
You know what I just noticed?
Or sorry, for Bigetron.
Sorry, I'm completely changing the subject, but look how big the first ability button is. I love it. My big fat thumbs love this person's layout. Look how big that first ability is. They are not missing it. They are not missing that first ability.
Sometimes I have trouble seeing the buttons on my iPhone. So I went ahead and I made them as large as possible. I'm 90 years old and I mistyped my name, so it comes out as blah blah blah.
Hey, I'm not sure as an old person, as just a person with fat fingers, and that explains the long name. That explains the big ability.
Where did I put my spectacles?
You know how many times I've missed? You should see my butt layout, TJ.
You are an old person though, so this is backing up my point.
I'm not that old. Goodness.
The Rift Herald is being taken up top. We do have our favorite grandpa getting bullied here. This is elder abuse underneath the turret. And the kill will go over. Bigetron yet again saying you can have the objective. We would like the turret. And this comes with the Rift Herald. Turret passed over to Bigetron up top. Turret did go over to OneSnap alongside a kill, but Bigetron take this trade any day of the week.
Right. They don't really go with the Rift Herald though, so they barely get any value out of it. Maybe a fourth of the damage, a third of the damage on that turret. So that's the one downside. But like you mentioned, getting the turret, getting some map presence is absolutely huge, especially when it's that all important mid turret.
So overall, I think this is a pretty strong start for Bigetron. OneSnap kind of having to play from behind, but we knew that. And Bigetron, to be fair, as we talked about, do need to wait a while to get this Kaiser online. Do need to wait a while. Once we get to kind of the mid-game team fights, we're going to see Asol and Malphite be the solid impact frontline with a lot of the team's damage, and also this Kaiser be able to provide the team fight answers.
Right. And I think that's kind of part of the reason why OneSnap went for that, huge dive and tower take earlier on. It's because they just want any way to get back into the gold parity situation, right? And that'll allow their team to really start to take the team fights that they desperately need. Huh. That's weird. Okay, they're gonna get it anyway.
Just getting the turret for free. Yeah, that's a little odd.
Right. Well, they kind of mistimed it, so the minion ended up dying in the end. So anyway.
They're taking the turret for free because the Drake is up on the other side of the map 20 seconds, and I believe Bigetron have decided they're done passing over Drakes.
Why did they give the turret? What is happening in this game?
We'll swap over to the Bigetron POV, and you can see they do have the Misfortune Brawl down there, but this Camille all the way on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I'm wondering where they were that entire time. Like, what were they doing?
I made the button bigger so that it does more damage.
But I didn't know where I was in the minimap. It's too small. Well, no one's taking Drake. The Camille's just kind of AFK pushing up top.
Bigetron is taking the Drake.
Not now.
I think so. I don't know. It's on the minimap.
Now,
can we swap over to the team 5 perspective?
Yeah. Okay. Well, now they're taking it. Now they're taking it.
OneSnap will get it uncontested. Bigetron will get it uncontested. OneSnap seem to have seeded in order to bully our grandfather up here at the top line.
Aurelian
Soul, Lord! Flash hook shot. We're fine.
Okay. Aurelian Soul is like, back in my day, I'd be able to catch her, but because of the nerf, I can't anymore. By the way, Aurelian Soul, yet another champion that was nerfed. They took away his movement speed on his third ability, and that's exactly why he wasn't able to get after. It's like, darn it! I swear I was faster earlier.
I was faster in my young age. Everyone's a grandpa now.
Exactly, even a dragon.
I think Aurelian Soul is canonically like 9 billion years old and a dragon that eats star systems. So,
And yet we're talking about last week versus this week. It made all the difference.
It's the last 5 days that get you.
Yeah, you eat galaxies, but the devs will get you. No one's stronger than the devs.
It'll be a pretty stalled out game for OneSnap. I think this is probably, again, playing to their strengths. They get better the longer this goes, so there's no need for them to force anything.
I like their mid game though. That's the thing. That's the downside here. That's the rub, right? Because I feel like once it gets to the late game and super late game, that the misfortune is just going to get out of control, and I feel like it swings back over to Bigetron, right? So I want OneSnap to kind of take control in this mid game. Otherwise, things might fall away from them.
OneSnap are still playing really passive, and I'm worried that this Baron is just going to get picked up. It's what I would do if I were on the Bigetron side.
We should mention in this kind of moment of silence here that
vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams are 1-0, and so if they win this, they're almost certainly getting out of groups. So maybe, and it's tied obviously in the series. So this is a pretty important game, all things considered. So maybe it's a little bit of nerves for both these teams.
This game pretty much decides who's safe. It's very hard to go out of the group at this point if you win this game, because you are up 2 wins.
And then things get very sweaty if you do lose this one.
If you do lose, you're back in the mush pit with everyone else.
And the mush doesn't taste very good.
I don't know. I kind of like the mush pit. Kind of into it, Daniel.
Well, you know what Lee Sin is kind of into is a big old GA. Yeah, sorry. Try to segue a little bit here.
I wasn't going anywhere, but I was just really into the mush pit. I don't know where it came from. Baron is up. Bigetron are beginning to poke around it. You can see how Bigetron's kind of lack of interest in objectives is starting to hurt them, I think. Oh no. You can see how Bigetron's lack of Wi-Fi is starting to hurt them, I think.
Just a little bit. Because we'll go back to
POV.
No. they both kind of have eyes on the Baron, but no one can really take it, right? Because you can't even really start it, even if you have multiple members on one side and you see the other team on the other side. You can't just really go for it because they just beeline over, and then you're in a bad spot because you're taking too much damage from the Baron. So I just don't think that either team can realistically take it unless they team fight.
But why has nobody cleared out OneSnap's single ward for like 20 minutes? Somebody finally killed it, and look what it prompts. OneSnap now, the entire team has to go over here and investigate it. If you were doing that constantly, if you're properly fighting for vision around this Baron, even if you have no intention of actually taking it, you force OneSnap to remain on that side of the map, to remain in control of that side of the map. And because Bigetron are just leaving the pit, they're not interested, OneSnap aren't the slightest bit worried, and instead they're going to engage in this Drake fight.
Unfortunately, both of the Vision Scuttles have gone over to Bigetron, so they can see exactly what OneSnap is doing, and there's a team fight brewing right now.
Yeah, right down bottom, hard engage will come through. Drake does get passed over. Bullet time will find damage for Bigetron, but not enough. And from the back of the fight, it's Henry flying forward, slicing Maelstrom. Bigetron find the damage, but is it enough? Blanche in, trying to secure the last few kills while Duo works his magic from the backlines, flashing over the wall, and Bigetron have done it. A huge team fight win for them in the waning moments of this game. They sat in the back seat for so long because they were scaling into that.
Oh my goodness. This is exactly what I was fearing for OneSnap. Just the massive damage coming out from Miss Fortune. And you can see she's untouched. Well, perhaps she was touched, but perhaps she got in and she healed it back up. But this was just very, very sad. Look at Lee Sin. Blanchard did almost nothing this entire team fight. All the damage was coming out from the massive AoEs from both sides and from Miss Fortune. But Lee Sin did nothing. Literally nothing. He did 0 damage, TJ. I'm just crying on the inside.
Lee Sin because he's sinning, Daniel.
Oh my goodness, that just felt so bad. We had a front row seat to the nothingness there. Oh my god, we're fighting him.
Team fight breaks out. This is around the Baron. Real rough times for Camille. Dive back in. This is from the Bigetron perspective. Hextech ultimatum into the back lines, and this looks good yet again. A double kill to the Graves. Chammy will be trying to get out of here alive, and you just can't. There's a Camille on the hunt. Check out this late game misfortune. Boom. Easy kill.
Yeah, and with the Camille taking the damage from that turret made it so easy for Misfortune to just walk right in there. Bigetron doing big work right now, and they are firmly in control of this game for the first time for either team, really.
Bigetron. It's an alternate name. There's a guy called Etron.
I thought that's what their name is, Bigetron.
Really?
Yeah, they have a robot as their thingy.
Oh.
I've been calling him Bigetron the entire time.
I'm really excited for Etron. Somebody send me a photo of Etron.
I mean,
they didn't get Baron, Bigetron. They won that team fight. They were like, sick. Let's keep going.
They did get. I think they got middle inhibitor turret out of that though. So that's one thing.
There's also a Cloud Drake up, and guess what? They're not fighting over that Cloud Drake.
Are you sure?
They got turrets to kill.
I think that's
a
shadow.
The mid inhibitor fell during the last fight, like ages ago.
Are you sure?
The mid inhibitor fell after the Drake fight around Infernal.
Right. I think they just kind of had to go back and lick their wounds. I don't think, unless they like really
time to get this Baron.
Probably.
They've had time to get this Baron twice.
I can sympathize with the team trying to be a bit.
They have had time to get this Baron 3 times.
TJ, they're trying to be careful, okay, and win this game. Okay, it's hard.
Time to get this Baron.
Hard. It's hard.
And they are now backing and not getting the Baron.
Okay, well, if you're making the argument that they can get the Baron while it's fine, okay, listen.
The mini map.
Listen,
you know where they are.
If you're making the argument that they can get the Baron while it's 5v5 right now, then they can probably get it whenever they want. So
yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
Oh, true. Okay, fair enough. Just patience.
OneSnap will be grouped up here around the Baron.
Properly
able to contest it.
Our admins are telling us that there wasn't the Baron fight. We watched it from the other POV.
replay.
But it was a different fight though.
I believe. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was a different fight, unless I'm crazy.
I think so. This will be the Baron focus down by OneSnap. If they get this, because Bigetron don't understand what a Baron is, it's gonna happen.
There's no way. What?
Bigetron are allergic to worms.
That could be actually the case. Maybe we misunderstood that they had a problem.
OneSnap will get the Baron, and now they're going to be able to keep this game going.
Okay, well, thanks to Dave, we know that they took the Elder Dragon up top, which was the Inferno, which is a big deal in team fight. So that maybe, yeah, it seems like Bigetron probably.
But it didn't have to be a one-for-one trade, Daniel.
That's true. They could have taken both.
Taken the Baron at any point in the last 5 minutes.
That's true. Very true. Okay. I'm agreeing with you now. All that wasted time was probably not a good thing. Oh goodness. Okay, well, okay. Let's restart. Let's reset. Okay, so it was really bad that Bigetron didn't take it, but we really need to stress the point now that OneSnap really has to take this opportunity now, and they're really pushing mid actually, and they get the Brawl.
Here go OneSnap finding an early kill. I do have a GA. That's going to be the slicing maelstrom around the side. Our star Camille will dive in. Bullet time from the back of the fight is going well. OneSnap struggling here as Bigetron's Camille is able to find a major Team 5 win.
Oh, and we're lagging. Oh, goodness. What just happened?
We'll switch perspectives, but it holds up. Bigetron won that team fight decisively.
Yeah, 3 for 2 in favor of Bigetron. And you might be wondering, 3v2, not maybe such a big deal, but the fact that they only had to hold off the Baron push is the reason why.
Because they had the Baron, it's just a reset. It's like they're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, that said, though, they have team fight superiority for the rest of the game because of the fact that they got the Elder Dragon. Let's just forget what happened during that huge window of time when they could have got the
game's got 20 minutes, Daniel.
Just let it go. Let it go. Some things you just gotta let go. Okay?
This is gonna be like a 25-minute game. It's inexcusable. Deep breath.
Well,
It'll be okay.
Yeah,
here comes Baron.
It is kind of sad to see.
Question the hour. Is Bigetron going to contest this Baron? It's about a minute out.
Well, we're looking at OneSnap and they're pushing, so I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, they're going to get this mid turret, and then they can just reset for the Baron. That's what they ought to do, because the mid lane is the wave that's perennially pushing because of the super minions. I do actually like this split laning from the Camille. That's actually a very good call.
Right, and it's forcing the entire OneSnap team to go to that bottom lane. And we'll see.
We did miss a team fight. I'm trying to piece this together.
No, not really. I think they just chased the Camille away.
Baron's down. I can't make anything out. Our quality is rubbish.
Right. I don't know. So the viewers probably have a pretty good quality, but we're looking at a very blurry screen right now, so it's hard to tell what's going on.
Baron is up. I believe we went backwards in time. So no, it's unclear. Baron is up. I think we are caught back up to live. No other kills have happened. It's still 8-14, sitting on OneSnap. Okay. So they dealt with the split push. Now they're going to go for the Baron. And to answer my question, Bigetron will not be contesting the Baron. Here comes Henry. A little bit too late. He's CC chained. He's gone.
Oh my goodness. Camille's pushing top, though.
Watch the split lane, though. Yes, that Camille is in the side lane, pushing it as hard as they can. Here comes Harry. Baron will go over to OneSnap. Can they deal with the backdoor? They need to win this fight, and Fast Blanche just backs Baron and Power back. Will get him back to base in time to stop the Nexus from falling, but it is another inhibitor.
But they're dying because they're fighting.
In trouble.
Outnumbered. They're fighting outnumbered, though.
Hextech ultimatum. Blanche doesn't win this. Doesn't win this
every day. Oh no!
Blanche barely survives. Mid lane team fight does stabilize for OneSnap. The Kaiser pulls out the late game damage and gets a triple kill to end the fight. So OneSnap win in mid by the skin of their teeth, and Blanche stays alive, flashes the challenger because he knows he's that good. OneSnap have the Baron, and they may be able to end, but honestly, I think we're going 25 minutes.
I think so too. Just to recap what happened there. So we had the Camille, split pushing, trying to end the game that way. So Aurelion Sol had to go back and clear the wave. The Lee Sin went back as well, but they were winning the team fight before they went back. They obviously took the Baron. But because they went back, the 4v4 winning team fight turned into a 3v4 with the Malphite and the Alistair going down, but then the Aurelion Sol jumped back in. Oh my god.
They're just going. OneSnap, this is the right call. They have Baron now, they won't in a moment. So it's a deep dive. Blanche in the Hextech ultimatum just focuses the Nexus. OneSnap are just going for the Nexus. They ignore the team fight and they get the game. OneSnap pull back the game because Bigetron do not know what a Baron is. Back over to you, Daniel.
Who needs Oh, actually, they actually did need Barons. Oh, that's fine. Just kidding.
Yes!
Wow. What a game. What a game. What a comeback.
I can't believe they came back and won that. That is ridiculous.
They just had to take the Baron.
Well, that was close. That was super close.